Today, on a very special Bog Panda, we are going to spend our time wishing Mike a happy birthday 2 days early. So his birthday's 2 days from now, but well, depends when you watch the video. But if you watch it on the day it was published, it's 2 days from then. But in the past, if you've been a Bog Panda Army person, you've seen that sometimes on birthday gifts get exchanged, and Mike makes up a bunch of stuff and delivers to me videos that we can't show you, and wants to see me react to it real time, but urgently telling me to see, make sure the sound's down, make sure they can't hear it, and all that. So happy birthday to me with those kind of gifts. But I think because of that, I was contacted by a number of groups who wanted to wish Mike a happy birthday. And so I have been working with them for months, and we kind of winnowed it down. There were just so many folks that wanted to do things. I sent Hanson packing. They had put their hand up. I said, no, we're a Hanson free zone. But there is an EP out available now on YouTube. It will, all the playlist will be out there for you to go through, and you're going to be able to review all of these songs whenever you want to off of the playlist. So it'll be out there. A Festival of Mike. Subtle Plugging is the name of the EP. And so I gave, because I'm a kinder, gentler, more thoughtful, empathetic person, rather than do the whole Mike, boo, let me just throw this at you and make you react real time to it. I gave him these videos because there's just so much to them. Gave him time to get his thoughts together on the videos and react to it. So he's had a chance to see them all. You're going to get a chance to see them all now. So what we're going to do is we're going to play. There's 4 songs. We're going to play each of them. We'll come back. We'll just get Mike's thoughts on it. And then we'll move on to the next song. So are you excited, Mike, to kind of get going through this?
I'm very excited.
Okay. Well, we're going to start off with the In Gata Davida of this EP. It's the longest track by far. It's called Dr. Mike, I Prescribe by Big Monster Hands. And Big Monster Hands is a Goshen, Indiana-based group. Fierce rivals with Toad the Boner and the Bingo Brothers, to who would be King of Michiana. And they put a little
Bloods and Crips.
It's almost the same. They've got a new album coming out soon called Most of Our Roads Are Paved. It's going to be awesome. But they did some work on this. And so Dr. Mark, I Prescribe is the first song. And here it is, folks.
Dr. Mike in the house wearing a white coat. Said he's got the cure, but it's all a joke. Prescription pad ready, handing out hope. Snake oil salesman, that's his main trope. Got no degree, playing doc on the block. Got a stethoscope, spitfire non-stop. Providing solutions, but they're all talk. King of con artistry, true ref warlock. Dr. Mike, prescribing dreams. Lost in illusions, it's all schemes. Curing nothing but empty themes. Selling fantasy stitched at the seams. Injections of laughter, no med school. Fooling everyone, he's breaking rules. Plays the healer, but he's just a fool. Dr. Mike's clinic, where fiction's cool. X-ray vision, but it's all blurred. Diagnosis made up, it's absurd. From head colds to broken words, Dr. Mike's tale, haven't you heard? Got the charm, he's got the flair. No licenses, but he don't care. Prescription for nonsense, pull up a chair. Dr. Mike's illusions, beware, beware! Dr. Mike, prescribing dreams, lost in illusions, it's all schemes. Curing nothing but empty themes, selling fantasy stitched at the seams. Dr. Mike, prescribing dreams, lost in illusions, it's all schemes. Curing nothing but empty themes, selling fantasy stitched at the seams. Injections of laughter, no med school. Fooling everyone, he's breaking rules. Plays a healer, but he's just a fool. Dr. Mike's clinic, where fiction's cool. X-ray vision, but it's all blurred. Diagnosis made up, it's absurd. From head colds to broken words, Dr. Mike's tale, haven't you heard? Got the charge, he's got the flair. No licenses, but he don't care. Prescription for nonsense, pull up a chair. Dr. Mike's illusions, beware, beware! Dr. Mike, prescribing dreams, lost in illusions, it's all schemes. Curing nothing but empty themes, selling fantasy stitched at the seams.
Well, there you go. What do you think about song number one?
I mean, first off, obviously, I love my fans. They love me. That's always great. I'm glad that I inspire other people. That just my being alive and my presence brings art into the world. Unlike Kelly, who complains when people make videos for him.
Um, Anything specific on Dr. Mike I Prescribe as far as I guess there's four songs on here. You can kind of let me know where they fall in your relative ranking through there as well if you like.
Um, so I mean, there's two that I liked all of them, but there are two that are head and shoulders above the others. One more the song, and the other more because of the video.
Let us know in the comments what you folks think about these songs or on the individual tracks themselves. All right, so we're going to go on to the next one. Going to pick up the pace a little bit with RWB, and this is a kind of a garage band that is made up of former child actors who actually run a garage. They only service AMC Pacers, which has really limited their cash flow. So they're always looking for something new to do, and they were pretty desperate to be on this. And so this one picks up the pace a little bit. So here, folks, is Pants on Fire.
Truth if it bit him in the ass. Mike's a liar, pants on fire. Mike's a liar in the present, future, past, and he wouldn't know the truth if it bit him in the ass. Mike's a liar, pants on fire. Mike's a liar in the present, future, past, and he wouldn't know the truth if it bit him in the ass.
Okay, there you go. Pants on Fire. Your thoughts on Pants on Fire?
Obviously, in some ways, I disagree with parts of the sentiment here, but once again, I'm inspiring other people. So who am I to, tell them how to be inspired by me? That's not my job as the world's muse. I am just here to give. And my essence has inspired them. It's made them more creative. And it's funny that you mentioned the former child actor thing. I don't know if you're aware of this. There's this whole like cottage industry on YouTube now of people just making Corey Feldman videos. Have you come across this at
No,
all?
I have not.
I mean, some of these videos are hours long. of people just dissecting every Corey Feldman song and album and movie. For those of you who didn't know, in addition to being an actor, Corey Feldman's been a musician for decades now. Now, musician is an arguable term for some people, but he's been putting out music since the late 80s, I believe. So he's been constantly releasing music. He's, I would say, more recently, actually probably more famous or more known as a musician now than an actor. Not necessarily for the best reasons, but he recently toured with Limp Bizkit. He was on some talk shows and different things. So he's getting more attention now than ever as a musician. And there's a lot of mostly negative YouTube videos that have popped up dissecting this, but it was just interesting. I was wondering if you were referencing that, bringing that up, because there's just so
No,
much of that right now.
no. Much like Hanson, Corey Feldman reached out. It was a hard no. Which, by the way, is the world's shortest podcast. Subscribe to the Bog Panda YouTube channel, and you can listen to Hard No. But I sent him packing as well because it just his work wasn't up to the level of RWB or Big Monster
I, wa-
Hands. Or
I wonder if we should do a review of a Corey Feldman album since there's so many people who eat that content up.
my, yeah, it'll leave a mark. But yeah, I think we could do that. A couple Easter eggs in this video. It's a high energy video. There's actually a clip of Chuck Garrick trying to straighten Mike out about being truthful about things, and then also our good friend Rebecca Kennedy and some footage from the movie Crust, which you haven't seen the movie Crust. You should. It's amazingly awesome. What makes it even more awesome is that Rebecca sports a Bog Panda t-shirt in a couple scenes, and you actually get a little sense of that in the video as
As
well.
well as
So
a Bog Panda patch on her jacket.
that's true. And so that's a couple little Easter eggs for you in the video as well if you hadn't seen those. All right, we're moving right through the EP, rocking along. So a fine little group called the Donner Party Bed and Breakfast does the next one. It's more of a country-ish song. They tend to refer to their music as country fried steak music, but it's simply called Tank. And ladies and gentlemen, here's the Darna Party Bed and Breakfast Band playing Tank.
Don't want to save the world with a pagan flag unfurled. Don't want to rob a bank, but I wanna drive a tank. Wanna drive it in the day, wanna drive it in the night. Demand my right of way, it's my constitutional right. Tank, 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 zoom, zoom, zoom. Tank, 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 vroom, vroom, vroom. Tank.
Well, I think we've sorted out the two that are head and shoulders above the rest because you haven't called them out. So it'll be these next two. So I had a hunch that you might like this one.
Love it. It's song wise, this is my favorite song. So some background, if anybody doesn't know, if you hadn't seen our previous episodes, last year I drove a tank and it was super fun. I recommend it if anybody's ever in a position to drive a tank. I don't think that's an everyday thing, but if you come upon a place where you somebody's like, you want to drive a tank, do it. Drive a tank. So we were in Florida. There's a place called Tank America where you can drive a tank, and they offer packages of just driving the tank around, driving through an obstacle course, all the way up to like driving over cars and things like that with it. None of these are what I would call cheap, and the curve is pretty steep. It's a pretty big jump. It starts a little high for most people, and it jumps up real quick when you get into crushing cars and things like that. So think about it in advance. It's probably not something you want to do on a whim. This is not a, this isn't the grocery store checkout impulse buy kind of thing, but I do recommend it. It was funny though because I don't drive cars, so my wife was a little bit concerned about how this would go. So I did call them in advance and was like, "Hey, I don't have a license." And they're like, "That's probably even better that you don't drive." And I was like, "That makes sense. That's the most Florida answer you could have possibly given me. That's perfect." My only complaint, and it's not that I was misled. It's just you go through safety training beforehand, which is a video, and then kind of explaining how the tank controls work. It's basically you're steering with two large levers, and when you're in the training, they have detached levers that sitting on the floor are about 4 feet high, and you're going to be sitting in a chair. So you're assuming, or at least I was assuming, these are going to be like here as you're moving them. No, those are attached to the bottom of the tank, and you're sitting up much higher. So those levers are well below you. So you're kind of hunched forward, just grabbing the tops of them. So that was a little bit misleading. So just something to keep in mind if you're taller than 5.5 foot, you're going to be kind of hunched over. But other than that, though, super fun, highly recommended. So obviously, I love this song. This is awesome. It reminds me of a super fun thing I did last year. It's a great song, great band name. Band names, I think, are really important because really, most of the time, that's your first impression on people. Not even hearing your music, especially in a streaming world. It's not like you're just randomly hearing something on the radio like you could back in my day. I'm very old now. It's my birthday. You don't just randomly hear stuff like that anymore. So it's people recommending things or you coming across things because of recommendations through whatever algorithm and things like that. So a lot of times the band name is your first impression, and I would listen to that band.
Yeah, and I had a chance, not only work closely with the bands, but their video crews as well. And the on this one in particular, from what I understand, they were 90% done with the video when their video software crashed. So they had to kind of restart everything, and so that was a lot of work for them. Previously, I had also talked to the RWB group a little bit, and if you notice in that one, there's a lie counter going that ends up finishing up, I think, in the low 300s by the time the song's done. Um, that wasn't a macro. That wasn't a program that updated that counter. That was 300 individual text drops to do. That's what they told me at least. Seems like a lot of work. I don't think
It's a
I'd
good
be
thing you
willing.
didn't have to do any of that.
I'm glad I didn't have to do that, but that seemed like a lot of work to me. So the like counter in there, folks should appreciate that, I think. And then this one for Tank, which just I like the video a lot too. They did a great job. Is the system did crash on them, and so it had to
If it makes
be.
you feel better, we had similar video problems when I drove a real tank. So we had GoPros on the tank because I fully intended to use video from that, the music video. And what ended up happening, it rained really hard that day, which I did the obstacle course that you drive around, which has like you're driving over barrels and you're driving up hills and down hills and stuff. Really cool stuff. And it being rainy made it cool because there's like mud spraying everywhere and you're going through like swampland basically. So it was really cool aesthetically, not so much for filming. Everything was fogged up and being just droplets of rain hitting the cameras and just no usable footage came out of that, unfortunately.
Yeah, and the tank featured in the video tank is the actual tank Mike drove. The photo originally had Mike, and then behind him was his wife. When we have used it for Bog Panda, and it seems like this should actually be against the law. I superimposed my face over her face. It just seems wrong on many levels. I think I can understand maybe her interest in strong disassociation, but any other aspect of, yeah, slap Kelly's face there seems like really, like, should be illegal, wrong to do. But again, talking to the video crew, it turns out that removing Kelly slash Mike's wife took a little time as well. So I hear. So that
That's
was a,
that's worth noting too, that she rode along when I drove the tank. And by that I mean sat on the outside of the tank. As I, who doesn't drive a car, has certainly never driven a tank before, drove it through a mud-filled obstacle course
in the rain.
in the rain, in the
Yeah,
pouring rain. I don't know how much fun she had, but I had a great
there you go. And it looks like you had a great time in the video. So
time.
it captured that moment. And then so finally, the last song you're going to do, there's this, it's by Gert, and it's called He's Better Than Me, or Better Than Me, rather. Um, she's the largest selling Sealand female artist. Now we know Mike has a Sealander as well. You know, I think he may dwarf her sales, but for a female performer, Gert is Sealand's number one female artist, and she's typically kind of a more melancholy type of thing. That's what you're going to hear here on Better Than Me. And so, folks, here's Gert for Mike's birthday, Better Than Me.
He's better than me, so much better than me, so much better than me. I don't compare, not even close, so far from close. He's better than me. I pale in comparison, I come up short. I am a second fiddle, more like a second kazoo. He just is better than me.
So another little video, the tribute, and it makes sense because these were obviously two different video teams putting these together. Because if it was the same video team and they had had an experience where they were 95% done and the software crashed on them, you'd kind of assume on the next video they worked on, if it was the same people doing it, which it was in this case because two different bands, two different video teams. But if it happened to be the same team, you'd think they'd probably save a lot and do that. But this group didn't either, and so they got 95% done on this one, and the system crashed again. So that was, I felt bad, but at least they're not idiots. It wasn't like it was the same team that did it twice. So that I thought that was good.
That's always good.
Yeah. But I think it's a nice way to end the EP. And there's some appearances of some friends and family from the Bogiverse in there. Your thoughts
I
on the song and the video?
I thought the song. I think all the songs are great. Thought the song was great. Again, it just beaming with pride. My heart is tearing with emotion at how impactful I've been on these people's lives, which is amazing. I love this song. This is my favorite up there with Tank. I like this video, I think, a little bit better, just because I laughed so hard and out loud at this. Some of the appearances later in the video, there's some of the expected people like Gerald Webb or Dylan, but then to see Big Kenny D make an appearance in there, that was special.
And he looks super happy to be in the video.
He did. His I
Beaming.
was just imagining how deep his V-neck was below the composite shot there. I imagine if we get a third Christmas Miracle film, he's just going to be wearing suspenders.
That just kind
See,
of cross at his navel.
yeah,
Yeah, that would be good. So it'll be, um, I don't know, an arm wrestling Christmas miracle or a hockey Christmas miracle.
oh,
Yeah,
hockey Christmas Miracle. I didn't even think of that. That's what it should be.
yeah, an esports Christmas miracle. So, so we'll have to see that. But obviously, if he does something else for Christmas, the franchise is huge. It's got to be a big moneymaker for Kenny D. So we'll have to see on that. So please join me in the comments. Well, I won't be in the comments, but you can be. Please join us in wishing Mike a happy birthday in the comments. Hearts don't cry, by the way. Mike, just for where it says you were looking
They
for
do.
imagery. Little tip for you. Kind of would have thought, as not a doctor, you'd know that, but you know,
You just have to take my medical advice on this one,
yeah,
Kelly. Hearts cry.
yeah. Maybe we need to play I prescribe once more, just on the way out. But wish him a happy birthday. Let us know on this EP. Do you have a favorite song and or video for this work? I'm sure there'll be more of these in the future. The line of folks was significant. Oddly enough, I thought originally what I had heard was the Alice Cooper group had regrouped exclusively to do a song for Mike for his birthday, but apparently that's not the case. But you know, but we still made it happen for other reasons. We goaded them into it, so there's still a connection with Bog Panda and the reformation of the amazing Alice Cooper group. So happy birthday to you, sir, a day or two in advance,
Thank
and
you.
thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Bog Panda.